Kids don't forget.
Kids don't forget.
You kids don't forget.
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 So what is the correct pronunciation of your name?
Traneka.
Traneka.
Yes.
Traneka. Like, say it with me. Traneka.
Traneka.
What have you got?
Traneka, Tramika, Tanika, just
Traneka.
yeah, just chopped up.
How often does your name get mispronounced?
A good 75% of the time.
Really, even still today?
Even still
Do you
today.
get tired of correcting people?
No. I just be like, I don't even care, because it's like I know what my name is. Sometimes I'll correct them, or they'll look at me
Right.
to see if they're saying it right, and then I'll correct them. Sometimes I don't. I told you, somebody called me translator or something. They had the other day when I ordered something. I'm like, how did y'all get there? Like,
What were some of your nicknames growing up?
Nika, Neek. That was basic. T. Some people call me T.
What people? So what?
Mainly co-workers, because
Okay.
like a lot of co-workers will call me T, or they'll call me by my last name.
Okay.
Because they can't pronounce my first, so they'll
Right.
call me by my last name, or they'll be like, I'm gonna just call you T, because
Right.
it's easier.
Right.
But Nika or Neek is more like close family and friends.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
not too many people call me that, and
Right.
if you call me that, like, we gotta be cool, because sometimes I won't answer for people that, like, why are you calling me that? Like, I get annoyed. Like,
Right.
you
If
don't
the
know
wrong
me like
person
that.
calls you
Yeah,
the
like,
wrong
you don't
thing.
know me like we ain't that cool.
Like, only my mom calls me that. son.
Yeah.
So, question: where are you from?
Camden, New Jersey.
Camden, New Jersey. Do you
Yes.
claim a specific neighborhood?
Polock.
How would you like describe your neighborhood growing up?
My neighborhood, growing up, it was rough, but it was like a good rough, because I grew up there, and it was, to me it was normal.
Okay.
Now that I don't live there, to me I'll be like, I'm not, like, nah, like, I'm not going out there. It's just, to me it looks bad now, but living in it,
Right.
being in that environment, it was just the normal.
So let's expound on that. So you said it was normal. Let's talk about the it. What are some of the things that you kind of considered normal growing up that you don't consider normal now?
Seeing drugs
Okay.
being passed, just normal activity that you don't see in front of your face, like that I don't see now.
Okay.
Like, to me it was a normal. All the drug guys hanging around and stuff like that. Nobody goes to school. Everybody just on the corner all day. That was the normal
Okay.
to me.
Right.
But it was also kind of comfortable too, because it was almost like a family.
Okay.
So it was like we weren't.
So
blood.
those same drug dealers that was on the corner selling
Yeah.
drugs were the same people who looked out for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they were more like, my protectors. If, when I got the age of dating, people would come and visit, of course, and they'd be like, oh, no, like, who is that? Like, they want names, tags, where you from, where you live.
Right,
Like, they
right.
wasn't playing. Like, but that's how they were, because, they knew us.
Right.
Growing up, they knew us. So
Okay.
they didn't want outsiders coming in, and, they wanted to make sure you good. Like,
Right.
you all right? Like, all right, like, you need me, I'm right here.
So you from a neighborhood, basically, long as you was from there, you was pretty much straight.
Yeah.
You wasn't from around there,
Nah.
you get in question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said they knew us. So I got a question for you. Were you an only child?
No.
Okay. I want you to pretend that you are 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So you, like, name your siblings. You don't have to say their names, but what are the ages of your other siblings?
If I was 10,
Right.
then one of my sisters under me would have been 8.
Okay.
One would have been 7.
Okay.
My brother, he would have probably been 3.
Okay.
And then my sister, she would have probably been 1.
So all the ages you just mentioned were younger than you. So you were the oldest.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up in a house full of kids where you're the oldest?
It was fun and annoying at the same time because it was like I had to grow up way before my time because I was everybody's babysitter.
Okay.
Because I was the oldest.
Okay.
So it was kind of annoying because having 4 other siblings in the house
Right.
that were younger, it was annoying.
So you felt like, I'm just throwing this word out there, you feel like you got robbed a little bit?
No, not that I got robbed, because as I got older, like now I have my little cousins that I babysat or anything like that. So they'll see how my life is going and they'll follow in my footsteps.
Right.
Or they'll do something and the first person they call is me, like, I did this, and they're younger than me, and they be like, I did this. I'm the first person they call when they buying a house, buying a car, having kids.
Right.
Like they want me to know because they look up to me.
You're kind of like the mother hen of the,
Yeah.
at least of the kids in the family.
Yeah.
Got it. So a lot of times when a child winds up being the babysitter, not in every case, but in most cases, that means both parents are not in the home. So that's the next question. Like, did you grow up with both parents in the home at the same time?
No.
All right, so that means, well, it doesn't mean that, but were you either with your mother or your father? That's the first question.
I was with my mother,
You was with your mom, okay?
Yeah.
What's your mom's name, by the way?
Eleanor.
Shout out to Miss Eleanor. How you, or do they call her L?
They call her.
Or
My
Nor?
mom. No, my mom is. She is a character. So she likes to be called Luscious.
Luscious. Okay, that's her nickname. Okay.
Yes, that is her nickname,
I would
and
feel
that's her
really
name on
strange
Facebook.
walking up to your mom saying, "Hey, Miss Luscious."
I don't know, but they call her L or Eleanor.
Okay.
Like
okay.
mainly, like her siblings call her L.
What would you tell people to call your mom? Like if I say, "What's your mom's name?" What do you call her? What would I call her? Miss what?
Eleanor.
Okay, Miss Eleanor. Okay, how you doing? Okay. What would you say your relationship was with your mother growing up?
It was good. Me and my mom, we kind of bumped heads sometimes only because my birthday is 2 days after hers. So
okay.
we both Libras.
Right.
So the tipping of the scales,
Okay.
being in the same house, and
What month is Libra, by the way?
October.
October. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like we didn't like kind of bump heads because my mom, she kind of like me. Like I kind of stayed to myself. My mom kind of stayed to herself, and it just sometimes we like that, just that clash, especially females, all 4 females being in the same house. It was
Right,
just was
right.
a lot.
So if your dad wasn't in the home, did you see your dad often? Did you know him? Did you see him like every weekend, every day? Like what was your like how often did you see him?
well,
and what was your relationship with him?
Younger, I seen him pretty much like every day. Cause,
Okay.
like my mom, when she would be at work, my dad would come and get us, and then we'll be with him at his job. He had a little food truck they used to have down at Camden High.
Really? Your dad had a food truck?
Yeah, he had a
Interesting.
food truck down there where they used to be down in
Right, in the food pits at lunchtime.
yeah.
So what was his truck? What was your dad's truck? Like was it a
He
breakfast
just-
truck? Was it a
No,
lunch
it
truck?
was more like a lunch.
Lunch, okay.
Yeah.
So like burgers, hot dogs, stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that, hot dogs.
Okay. So you were in the truck with him,
chips
helping
and-
him?
I don't know about helping, but I was in the truck. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and then sometimes like they had like a daycare inside the school. I never knew Camden High had the daycare until I got older, but they
Okay.
also had it when I was younger.
Right.
So sometimes we'll go in there. I guess when like he get real busy, we'll go in the daycare because I think my aunts were working in there.
Okay.
And then when we weren't that busy, we'll be in the truck with him.
What was your relationship with him growing up?
It was good. I'm the oldest out of all my dad's kids. He got 6 kids, and I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So our relationship was good. My dad is like a laid back, like type person.
Okay.
Like, but he got along with I think all his kids except for the one son he The one son he has.
Right.
He's the only child, so they clash.
But for the most part,
Part.
would you say you got along better with your mom or your dad?
Probably my dad.
Probably your dad.
Yeah,
Okay.
only
okay.
because my dad wasn't in the house.
Right.
So it was more like he didn't have to like give me like the rules or be the bad guy.
He wasn't there for the day to day.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was like when he come in, we're going to do something.
Okay.
Or stuff like that. That's how that was.
I'm about to challenge you.
What?
I bet that you don't remember every school you went to growing up.
I bet I do.
All right, let's go. Kindergarten, go.
All right, so I think kindergarten, first grade was Bonzel.
Okay.
Elementary.
Where is Bonzel?
That is in Polock.
Okay,
It
so
is
right in your neighborhood. That's
right
where it
in my
is.
neighborhood.
How
And I think
far did you walk to school?
I lived on Chase Street.
On Chase Street, okay.
Yeah, so I just had to walk across the street. Well, somebody walked us across the street.
Oh, so your walk to school was like 1 minute.
Literally. Yeah.
Okay. So kindergarten through what was Bonzel?
I want to say, I think it was kindergarten, first, and maybe second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know third grade, I know I went to Whittier.
Is Whittier in Polock too?
That's downtown.
Whittier is downtown
Yeah.
Camden. Okay.
Yeah, for 1 year, I think we were like going back and forth with houses. So I don't know if it was the houses or the schools, but I do remember going to Whittier
So you
for 1
definitely
year.
did Whittier.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember the teacher.
So your mom moved, or you were staying at
My
somebody's
mom
house?
moved. We
Your
were
mom
staying with my who is my dad's aunt, but she raised my dad, so
Okay.
we call her Nana.
moved. Okay, Nana. Shout out to Nana.
Yeah. So we were staying there for a little bit, and that's
Okay.
how we got to Whittier.
Okay. So you did third, fourth, and fifth at Whittier?
No, only did third grade there.
Okay.
Fourth grade, we moved to East Camden,
Okay.
and I did Davis.
Davis Elementary. Okay.
Yeah, Davis.
Okay. So did you finish fifth grade at Davis?
No.
Interesting.
Then
Okay.
Then I went from Davis because I want to say Davis didn't have fifth grade.
Okay.
So I had to transfer to either McGraw,
Okay.
and my mom didn't want to stay in East Camden anymore. So
Okay.
we were eventually going to move back to Polock.
Okay.
So she transferred us to Bonzel.
So you went back to Bonzel.
So we went back to Bonzel.
So your entire elementary school experience, there was Bonzel, there was Whittier, there was Davis. So that's 1, 2, 3 schools. Which of those would you say was your favorite?
Probably Bonzel.
Bonzel.
Yeah.
Why?
Because some of the friends that I had in kindergarten, first, second, when I got back there, fifth grade,
Right.
they were still there.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was coming back and being like the new kid.
Right.
I already knew some of them kids. So
Okay.
it just felt like home again.
Got it. So you saw some other parts of town. You saw downtown. You saw
Yeah.
East Camden.
Oh, man.
You're like, I need to get back to Polock.
Yeah, but you know what? What's crazy is even though I went to all those different schools, when I got to high school,
Right.
I still seen the kids from Whittier
And Davis.
and Davis
Right.
with me at Camden High.
Okay.
So I don't know how.
Yeah, they say
'cause
Camden
Davis
is a small city, but it's a big city, but it's a small city. So everybody knows the same people.
Yeah, because people, time went on, people moved different sections.
Back then,
of
it was
Camden.
only really 2 high schools.
It was.
Right,
It was only
right.
Camden High or Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson,
so
right. What was Ellis Island in East Camden at Davis?
That was my aunt's restaurant.
Your aunt had a restaurant.
Yeah, she
Wow.
had a soul food restaurant
Okay.
on, what is it? Not Mount Ephraim, Martin Pike.
She had a really on Mall Pike. Okay.
Yeah, That was my first job at the age of, how old was I? I think I was 14.
That was your first job,
That was
working
my
with your
first
aunt.
job.
Cool
Look,
when you
I
get
was
hired by the
hustling.
family.
Yeah, I needed, look, I was getting paid $5 an hour.
I was about to say, you remember what your aunt was paying you?
$5 an hour.
Which is a lot for a 14-year-old.
It was. Look, I wanted to buy my own stuff because, see, my mom, I didn't like to ask my mom for stuff because I knew she had 5 kids. So I was like, I got to do something to make my own money. So when I think I was 12, I was doing hair,
Okay.
braids. I don't know why. People was coming to me. I was doing braids and stuff.
Right.
And then 14, my aunt had the restaurant. She offered me a job. I went and took it. So me and my cousin worked with her for a while.
So at 14, was it 14 middle school or 14 high school?
14 high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So middle school.
I think it was summer middle, because I think I started like in the summer. I think I had just got done middle
you just
school.
finished 8th grade.
Yeah, and then I was going to high school.
So let's talk about middle school. Where'd you do 6th, 7th, and 8th grade?
Hatch.
Which is where?
In Parkside.
So you've gone to school now at age 14 in like 5 different neighborhoods. You going to school in Polock? You going to school in East Camden?
Yes.
You going to school downtown?
Yes.
4 neighborhoods, and you've gone to school in Parkside.
Yes. And the crazy part is, when I was going to Hatch,
Right.
I lived in Centerville.
Wait, so you guys moved from Polock to Centerville?
Well, my grandmom lived in Centerville, and I stayed with my grandmom for like a year or 2.
Okay.
So 6th and 7th, I was living in Centerville.
Okay.
And then 8th grade, I moved back to Polock.
So let's talk about that. Do you remember how it happened that you wound up living with your grandma?
I think I just went over there one day and just never
And
came
stayed?
back.
What are those numbers?
Yeah, it
Okay.
just never came. You know.
So it was no serious problem.
No,
It was just
no. It wasn't
on the
no serious
humbug.
problem. It was just I went over there and then I just never came back home, because I went to church with her every Sunday. So it was like when Monday came around, I didn't feel like going back home.
Right,
I
right.
had my own room. You know, it was just me and my grandmom there until
you
two
getting
other
older.
siblings.
Right.
Yeah, two
right.
other siblings came. They eventually came too,
Right,
but
right.
at first I was like, dang,
Okay.
I'm the oldest, but now I'm with my grandmom. I'm the only one there.
Right.
So,
And grandma, what, by the way?
what you mean?
Grandma, what would I call her? Grandma.
Yeah, we call her grandmom now.
Now,
It's-
what's her name? What grandma?
Marion.
Grandma Marion. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Grandma Marion. So you said you went to church with her every Sunday. Was she
Yeah.
Catholic? Was she Baptist?
She was, I would consider, her church, I don't know. I grew up thinking it was Baptist, but
Okay.
I'm not sure. I never asked her, but I would say that it was a Baptist church.
Okay.
But for some reason, like, it was one of the churches that you can only wear skirts.
Okay.
Like, she was very strict. Like, you couldn't wear pants or anything like that. You had to wear skirts or dresses.
Right. And all the other girls.
All the
that-
you know what? I don't remember. I know now she still goes to the same church.
Right.
And is not as strict
As it was back
as
in the
it
day.
was back then.
Did all the women wear head coverings, like hats and bonnets?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. So fast forward to high school. Where'd you do? Did you go to one high school or did you go to several?
No, I went to one. I went
Okay.
to Camden High.
You went to Camden High.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
9th and 10th was good.
Okay. Why? Why was 9th and 10th good?
Because all my friends was there.
Okay.
All my friends was there. 11th and 12th, I just didn't care about school no more. I wanted to be done.
Right.
I wanted to be done. So 11th and 12th, I was just ready to go. And actually, my 12th grade year was actually fun because I had enough credits in 11th grade
Okay.
to graduate.
Okay.
But you had to take the 4 years of English.
Right. 4
And-
years of phys ed.
Yeah, you had
right.
to take the 4 years of that. So my last year was just English, gym,
Right.
and I had 5 hours of nursing.
Got it.
Literally, my whole 12th grade year was like nursing.
Okay. So were most of your classes in the morning and you just left school in the afternoon, or was it spread out?
Most of my classes were, because my nursing was in the morning.
Right.
And gym, that wasn't every day. So that was kind of some days. So the day that I just had nursing, we would actually go to the internship. So we would go to different facilities.
Really?
Yeah, we would
Okay.
go to different facilities and see how they work. Because it was like more like for a CNA program.
Okay.
But it was for you to, if you wanted to go into the nursing field, because they had like cosmetology classes there, and it was one more other like workshop class.
Okay.
But I chose nursing because
Right.
I thought that's what I was going
Okay.
to be, a nurse.
Okay, but you weren't a full co-op student though.
No.
per se, like go to school in the morning and then work in the afternoon. It wasn't
No,
that.
no.
Okay. So we talked about your first ever job. So how long were you working at your aunt's store?
I worked there for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Was
worked
that
there
your
for about
last
a
job?
year. No, it wasn't my last job.
Where else did you work?
So, Camden High had the program in the summertime.
Okay.
We used to tutor the kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I did that in the summertime.
So you tutored kids at Camden High, or you
at
went to their
Camden
school?
High. Mm-mm.
Oh, the
They
kids
came to Camden High.
Really?
And we got paid for it.
Interesting.
So it was more like we were there for like it was only till 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So that same summer, I think I was 15.
Right.
And then that October I turned 16. So as soon as I turned 16, I went to Pathmark. And I worked there
Where
for
was
like
Pathmark?
a year.
What section?
That was in, what is that considered? I want to say Centerville or Fairview.
Fairview, probably.
That was,
okay.
yeah, I think that's more like Fairview.
Right.
Yeah, more like on the
Now,
borderlines
that's
of
one
White
of-
Boy Fairview
Right.
or Fairview.
Now that's one of the major, probably, shopping centers, shopping malls in Camden.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 'cause they had everything there.
Right.
You had the Pathmark there, and then you had across the street the Payless, the
Right.
McDonald's. That was pretty much everybody that I went to school with
Right.
worked at
At
one
one
of
of
them
the
stores.
stores
Yeah,
in
one
the
of those
area.
stores. So I always had a ride. Like if somebody worked at McDonald's,
Right.
I catch a ride with them. Then I had a couple of coworkers that worked with me at Pathmark, so it was good.
That's cool.